The stage lights of America's Got Talent glow brightly as a small boy walks nervously toward the center. His name is Ramon de la Cruz, just 12 years old, from the vibrant city of Cebu, Philippines. With him is his loyal companion, a scruffy but adorable dog named Bituin. The audience murmurs with curiosity. It's not every day a child and his dog step onto one of the biggest talent stages in the world. Simon Cowell leans forward, eyebrow raised. "Hello there, young man. What's your name and who's your friend?" Ramon grips the microphone, his voice trembling at first but then softening with pride. "My name is Ramon, and this is Bituin. She's not just my dog, she's my bandmate." The audience chuckles, assuming this will be a funny gimmick. But Ramon isn't joking. He goes on to explain how he found Bituin after a devastating flood in Cebu. She was cold, frightened, and starving. Instead of leaving her behind, he carried her home, sharing the little food he had. Music became their comfort during those hard nights, and eventually, Bituin started moving her paw along the strings whenever Ramon practiced guitar. He points to a small stand placed gently on stage, where a child-sized guitar rests. "Tonight, we want to share our story, through music," Ramon says with courage. The audience claps softly, intrigued but skeptical. Simon, half smiling, half curious, leans back in his chair. "Okay, show us what you've got." The spotlight tightens, the audience falls silent, and the bond between boy and dog takes center stage. What happens next, nobody in the theater, or watching at home, will ever forget. The lights dim, and a hush falls over the crowd. Ramon kneels beside Bituin, whispering something softly in Cebuano, as though giving her encouragement. Then he places the tiny guitar in front of her. The audience leans in, some smirking, others expecting a silly act. Ramon begins strumming gently, his voice carrying the opening notes of a Filipino folk song from Cebu. It's sweet, melodic, and pure. Suddenly, Bituin raises her paw and strums the guitar strings with surprising rhythm. The sound is raw but steady, blending perfectly with Ramon's singing. Gasps ripple through the theater. People exchange looks. Was that real? The dog continues, her paw moving in time as though she understands the music. This isn't a trick. This is genuine harmony between a boy and his rescued friend. The camera zooms in on Simon Cowell's face. His eyebrows shoot up, his mouth slightly opens. For perhaps the first time in a long while, he is caught completely off guard. "No way," he mutters under his breath. The melody builds, Ramon's voice growing stronger with each verse. The lyrics speak of resilience after storms, of holding on to hope, and of finding light even in the darkest times. With every strum Bituin makes, the performance transforms from a novelty act into something deeply emotional and extraordinary. The audience, who at first laughed, is now dead silent, captivated. Then, slowly, applause begins to build, people rising to their feet mid-song, clapping to the rhythm. By the chorus, the entire theater is standing, swaying, and cheering. Bituin glances at Ramon, tail wagging happily, as if she knows she's giving the performance of a lifetime. Together, they create not just music but a miracle on stage. When the song ends, the crowd erupts into thunderous applause, cheers echoing around the theater. The camera cuts to the judges. Heidi Klum has her hands over her mouth in disbelief. Sofia Vergara is clapping wildly, smiling with tears in her eyes. Howie Mandel shakes his head in awe, saying, that was magic. But all eyes turn to Simon Cowell. Known for his sharp tongue and brutally honest critiques, Simon sits frozen for a moment. His face is blank, almost unreadable. Then, slowly, he leans forward, his jaw tight, and whispers into the microphone, "I have never, ever, in all my years, seen anything like this." The audience roars, agreeing wholeheartedly. Simon continues, his voice surprisingly soft. This wasn't just a performance. This was a connection. It wasn't about gimmicks, it wasn't about tricks, it was about love, music, and trust between a boy and his best friend. That's rare. That's beautiful. Ramon, standing with Bituin by his side, blushes shyly, clutching the microphone. The boy doesn't speak, instead, he bends down to hug his dog, hiding his face against her fur. The image of a child hugging his guitar-playing dog is so pure and powerful that even Simon smiles warmly. The crowd begins chanting, "Golden buzzer. Golden buzzer." The atmosphere in the theater has shifted from curiosity to total adoration. Ramon and Bituin have not just impressed, they have touched every single soul in the room. Simon glances down at the buzzer in front of him, then back at Ramon. He doesn't press it, yet. Instead, he lets the tension build, giving Ramon and Bituin their well-deserved moment under the spotlight. After the cheers soften, Simon gently asks, "Ramon, tell us, how did this all begin?" The boy, still holding Bituin close, takes a deep breath. His voice shakes at first, but then grows stronger. "I live in Cebu, Philippines. 1 year ago, a big flood came to our city. Our home was damaged, and we lost almost everything. I found Bituin on the street after the flood. She was weak, hungry, and shivering. I gave her my rice, even though it was the last food we had that night. Since then, she never left me." The audience listens in absolute silence. Ramon continues, "Every night, I played my guitar to make us both forget how hard life was. One day, she started pawing at the strings. At first, I thought she just wanted to play, but then I realized, she was playing with me. Music became our hope." The theater fills with emotion. Heidi wipes away a tear. Sophia places her hand over her heart. Even Simon nods solemnly, his eyes reflecting genuine empathy. Ramon adds softly, "I came here not just to show talent, but to show that love can create miracles, even after the storms." He glances down at Bituin, who gazes up at him with loyal eyes. The bond between them radiates stronger than any stage effect. A wave of sniffles is heard throughout the audience. Parents hold their children tighter. Strangers clasp hands. For a moment, the entire theater feels united by one boy's resilience and one dog's loyalty. Simon clears his throat, clearly moved. "Ramon," he says, "you didn't just bring music tonight. You brought hope. And that is priceless." The judges exchange glances. The crowd is on their feet again, chanting louder, "Golden buzzer. Golden buzzer." Ramon stands frozen, unsure what will happen next. Bituin wags her tail, barking happily, as though sensing the excitement. Then, Simon leans forward with a rare smile. "You know what, Ramon? Sometimes we see singers, sometimes dancers, sometimes magicians. But tonight, we saw something the world has never seen before. A boy from Cebu and his dog, who turned music into a miracle. And for that." He slams his hand down on the golden buzzer. Instantly, the theater explodes. Golden confetti rains from the ceiling, showering Ramon and Bituin in sparkling light. The boy falls to his knees, hugging his dog tightly as tears stream down his cheeks. The crowd screams with joy, some waving Philippine flags in the audience. The judges rush onto the stage. Heidi kneels to pet Bituin, laughing through her tears. Sophia embraces Ramon, telling him how proud she is. Howie claps Simon on the back, saying, "That was the right choice." Simon approaches Ramon directly. Kneeling down so they're eye to eye, he says, "You didn't just play music, you played our hearts. Remember this moment, Ramon, because the world will never forget it." The cameras capture the iconic image, a Filipino boy and his magic dog, surrounded by falling confetti, standing hand in paw at the center of one of AGT's most unforgettable performances. Back in Cebu, families watching the show cheer with pride. Across the world, millions of viewers wipe away their tears. On that night, Ramon and Bituin didn't just win a golden buzzer. They won the world's love, proving that even the smallest voices can make the loudest impact. And as always, their story did exactly what your channel promises: spread the smile.